Oh boy, RFK Jr. definitely didn't hold anything back when he called the fat governor of West Virginia fat.
I said, "You look like you ate Governor Morrissey." And
He said that to his face, as now RFK Jr. is facing a whole bunch of accusations and a salacious scandal that now involves some independent journalists like Ian Carroll talking about how some of them are afraid for their lives as allegedly they're getting close to exposing a major extortion operation that allegedly RFK Jr. is under. What's really going on here? Well, let's delve into it. Let's talk about it because I think it absolutely is worth talking about since, Washington, D.C. is filled with a lot of extortionists. I'll just leave it at that. All of this as the speech that you just saw RFK Jr. make was literally in West Virginia, where the governor there actually is doing some good things as he talked about the moves that they are making there, specifically getting rid of food, dyes, and additives from their food supply, which was just passed through legislation. As we had RFK Jr. also talk about how they are going to be following in the footsteps of West Virginia, waddling in the footsteps of West Virginia. So much obesity there. It is wild. I did not like that place. Sorry, just my own too personal sense there. But they're making some good moves here, and they deserve to be respected and commended for doing so. As it looks like the United States will be following suit and be getting rid of SNAP waivers for sodas and sugary drinks. So people on food stamps will not be subsidized and be bought really bad drinks that are absolutely horrible for their overall health. This, as RFK Jr. has been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of big stuff, specifically when it comes to going after aspartame, going after fluoride. Right now, we have another article here from MotherJones.com talking about how RFK Jr. is taking aim at antidepressants. He has started a bunch of scientific inquiries and investigations into what we have seen as the old way of doing things, which has led us to a tremendous, absolutely awful human health crisis where almost everyone's health is deteriorating in one way or another since, our food, water, and environment have been poisoned by people that have bought off government. All of this is we are getting reporting that there are many powerful people within these private enterprises and conglomerates that control the vast majority of our food that are, quote, terrified. And I think they should be, since they, of course, have been raining down terror in the forms of fourth and fifth generational warfare for far too long against the people of America. And clearly, we are seeing the results of that as the people of America are very gravely wounded and injured from this larger psyop and war that's happening that a lot of people don't know is actually going on here. Now, some of the bigger developments are the things that RFK Jr. is doing that, this stuff that YouTube really doesn't like us talking about here, as already there are a lot of people being fired, a lot of people being laid off, and some of them even resigning in protest because of allegedly RFK's misinformation and lies, as The Atlantic has an article here saying RFK Jr. has already broken his promise about this. And good. Good. I don't think he has. I think he has been very kind of open about his position on this ever since 2020, 2021, which I would say he absolutely had the best track record on. Now, foreign policy-wise, now we get into the realm of speculation, extortion, and confusion as we are getting the story this morning that RFK Jr. is being blackmailed. Yep, this story comes from Candace Owens that just released this video that is titled, "Who is Controlling RFK Jr.?" A video that now in the making of this video has 800,000 views. It probably will be growing from here. As she writes, in a shocking twist of events, we learn that Olivia Nuzzi, RFK Jr.'s adult texting companion, is orchestrating a media hit piece via House in Habit. What do me, Tucker Carlson, and Ian Carroll, the targets, have in common is the MAHA movement under blackmail. So, Candace Owens specifically describes a situation where she finds out that there's people that are trying to dig up some dirt about her husband, and trying to launch a hit piece against them. These same individuals, as she points out, could be the ones holding some key pieces of information over RFK Jr., since we know Olivia Nuzzi, she was the reporter that was involved in a scandal with RFK Jr. And a lot of people looked at that scandal in the very beginning of this. Not a lot of information came out. There was a lot of people saying, yeah, this is going to be big. This is going to be major. We're going to see pictures. It's going to be wild. It's going to be videos. We didn't see any of that, which now a lot of people believe was deliberate as a way to make RFK Jr. heel to the demands of a special interest group, which Candace Owens points out is specifically related to that one country in the Middle East. Now, a lot of people have different responses to this. Will Chamberlain says the simplest explanation here is that you and Ian Carroll are actually Mossad operatives working to make the anti-Israeli position seem moronic. Ian Carroll responded here, me over here having been nothing but nice to Jessica and having defended her reputation and promoted her work on multiple occasions. The story just gets better and better as he released a short video of his own, specifically detailing the situation, which he described as confusing himself here. But are they scratching at the surface of something major, of something big here? Ian Carroll believes so, as he even came out and said that he allegedly received multiple phone calls and specifically was also now going out of his way to try to share his location. Before talking about Ian Carroll, before talking about Alex Jones's response to this and what I think is actually really going on here, we wanted to tell you about BiltongUSA.com, an absolutely incredible, amazing product. I love this product. I love working with this company. It's a great company. The people behind it are really awesome. You get to see their live streams when they actually make the products, and these products are actually made really damn well. When have you seen a company be like, hey, this is how we actually make your product? You can actually see it. I like to go to restaurants, and I like to see, are the chefs scratching their butts right? And they better not be. Are they using that seed oil? They better not be. As, of course, Biltong USA, truly top quality meat to put in your mouth. As, of course, Biltong is a family-friendly snack, low in carbs, packed with protein, making Biltong the ultimate health snack. Biltong is a great source of iron, also serves as a source of several other essential nutrients, including magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins, fueling gains in every aspect of your life. Whether you're following a carnivore, keto, or high-protein diet, Biltong is the perfect addition to keep you on track. Use code WRC for 10% off of your purchases. Code WRC. The link is down in the description below. And truly, this is just so freaking convenient. And you're making sure you get top quality stuff here. Again, lots of stuff out there with meat that are absolutely shady. That's just filled with so many, like, insane things. So many chemicals, so many nasty things, so many artificial dyes and preservatives. It's disgusting. It's very hard to source actually good, legitimate meat. BiltongUSA.com is the place to go, and you're supporting a good business that supports us and supports a lot of other independent media at the same time. Now, let's continue on with this specific story, as it's an important one. It's a spicy one. It's a controversial one, as what we are getting from Ian Carroll is that this is just the beginning, and we are going to be getting a lot more information coming forward here that will essentially be showing a scandal with RFK Jr. that now Candace Owens is, I guess, pushing to be exposed or exposing herself. And now, allegedly, we are going to be seeing more compromise against RFK Jr. Now, a lot of people have different kind of perspectives and points of view on this specifically. And this is a little bit of a nuanced topic here, as there's many ways to talk about this specific story here, as we're going to have to wait and see to see if a lot of these kind of allegations, accusations are true or if they are not. What will happen with the future of RFK? Is he really blackmailed here? Some people don't believe so, as Will Chamberlain once again goes and responds to Ian Carroll saying, dude, you're a literal Riri. RFK Jr. is maybe the least likely person in the government next to Trump to be blackmailed. He's independently wealthy. The opposition dumps against him related to his anti-work and personal life were unbelievably damaging. He strapped a dead whale head to his roof. He drove an ex-wife to take their life by keeping a detailed log of his extramarital affairs. He was a heroin addict. But yeah, quote, Israel definitely has something on his past that he will ruin his life if revealed, quote, you invincible. Now, RFK Jr.'s stance on Israel was a little surprising. Now, is it relevant with him being the Health and Human Services? No, not really. Is this just low-level personal people trying to take some private information about his life and trying to get him to do this? Maybe. I could see that as a possibility because a lot of people, even including Dennis Kucinich, someone who was very close to RFK Jr., distanced themselves ever since RFK Jr. decided to be very boldly standing for Israel, something that a lot of his supporters were very at odds with when a lot of people were saying, hey, you don't even need to bring this up. Like, you don't even need to talk about this. Stop creating a wedge and division in your campaign. But he didn't. And as Candace Owens brings up, he also was in the corner of Shmuley when Shmuley was debating Candace. And it definitely does seem like there's a big divide here. Now, does RFK Jr. believe in Israel legitimately? That's also a possibility here, as we had Alex Jones come out and say, yeah, he's always been for Israel. That has been his point of view always, and he hasn't really changed his point of view on this very controversial topic. For me, looking at this kind of situation, yes, as Health and Human Services, he does tweet about it. Okay, all right, he's talking about it. But he's not the one setting foreign policy, okay? He's not the one sending the bombs. He's not the one that is detailing American foreign policy that are so intertwined with that particular nation. He's working at Health and Human Services, and so far, I think he's doing a great job at that particular appointment where he is making some of the most radicalized, some of the most important changes in our health and lifestyle landscape. The work he's doing right now is integral, is absolutely critically important. And will he be undermined? Will he be kneecapped? Will he be taken out preemptively? Well, I hope not, because I hope he's still in there to continue his work here. Even if he is compromised for that country, he's not making policies for that country. As the courting points out here, to be honest, RFK Jr. being a poon hound is not really a well-kept secret. It's not. As RFK Jr. confirmed himself. He had a, quote, rambunctious life, and even admits that there's more stuff. And again, I even hinted about this. I remember people were like, how do you know? Now, looking in hindsight, a lot of this is adding up to what I've been talking about as well, saying, yeah, there's a lot more dirt. The dirt already that the corporate media released on RFK Jr. was pretty severe. Was pretty big. But I heard that there was more. RFK Jr. admitted it himself, as Alex Jones has the take here saying, hey, Candace is great. Ian Carroll is great. And I agree. They're all great. I've met both of them. I think they're all great people. But Alex Jones has a very kind of unique take saying, there's journalists that are always going to try to take you down. And for Candace to kind of release this bombshell when a journalist is trying to take them down, Alex is kind of hinting like, okay, RFK Jr. is doing some good work here when it comes to actually changing health policy in this country. Maybe this is not the right time to do this, Candace. That's essentially what Alex Jones is saying in a very kind of nice way by talking about, Candace is great, but at the same time, you are potentially going to stop some of the biggest changes being made to our health sector ever by now whistleblowing this because some journalist is trying to write a hit piece about you. And again, there's journalists that are always going to write hit pieces about you. There's journalists that are always going to try to take you down. In the very beginning of my career, I used to give them my time. I used to give them my attention. I used to, yeah, you want to interview me? Yeah. I got so many interview requests as of late. Get the hell out of here. No, not doing it. No, it's idiotic. It's stupid. It makes no sense for me to do all that stuff. And of course, once you start criticizing, a lot of powerful people are going to try to hit you back. That's the name of the game. And that's what Alex kind of explained here, saying, hey, I had multiple journalists try to take him out, try to attack him, try to undermine him. And you just kind of got to go with the punches and keep going forward with the bigger picture here. That's what Alex is saying. And let's just be real with ourselves. As long as RFK Jr. didn't hurt anyone, didn't hurt a child, didn't hurt a woman, as long as, hey, if he's just freaky, if he's freaky like MLK, that, you know, had all night boom boom parties with a bunch of people, hey, if it's consensual, keep him in there. Keep him in there. Let him cook. Let him call fat people fat. Let him get rid of the fluoride. Let him get rid of that. That's my own particular take on this specific incident. Now, other people have egos and drama and personalities involved here. What do you think is the right approach here? Who do you think is right? Do you think Candace and Carol is right here exposing this? Or do you think Alex Jones is right? Because at the same time, if you're RFK Jr., if you are being extorted, you kind of want it off your shoulders. You kind of want it exposed too, right? I mean, like I wouldn't want to be extorted. I wouldn't want someone holding something over by me saying, "You better do this." All the time. I'm like, just let it out. Who cares? Like, there's literally all these controversies about me already. Whatever. That's what I would do. Is this something legitimate, or is this just interpersonal drama and beef? What do you think? Since, you know, Washington, D.C. is filled with a bunch of extortionists, a bunch of compromise, a bunch of, you know, brothels and massage parlors filled with surveillance cameras and intelligence agencies just trying to get anything they can on media personalities, journalists, Hollywood actors, and a lot more. It's a seedy world out there, and make sure you're clean. Get some clean food. BiltongUSA.com. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on YouTube.com/WeAreChange.